Hey, She Slayers, and welcome to another episode of She Slays the Day podcast. I am your host, Dr. Lauryn Brunswick. Now, if you clicked on today's episode, you are likely one of three categories. One, you listen every week. You're my favorite category. I don't play favorites, but those that listen every week, well, okay, you are my favorite. Second category are people who are like, ooh, AI. I love AI and I want to learn more. To you, I will sound like a dummy today. And I'm already embarrassed for some of the questions I asked, but I'm glad that you clicked on this because you are going to get a lot out of this. And how I know you're going to get a lot out of this is because my husband, Kirby, who is much more techie and loves AI and has been incorporating it for much longer than the average person, he liked the episode and learned stuff. So Callan's got you hooked up there. And the third category are the people who are like, I know AI stands for artificial intelligence, but how do I incorporate that into running my small business? Don't worry. This will be we're going to ease you in. You are going to feel really comfortable by the end of that now, or by the end of this episode. Now, I will say that as you like, here's just like my little leadership blurb here is don't do what I did and get frustrated with your team because you started using AI and fell in love with it. And then like they aren't using it. I would recommend that if after listening this and you start to get comfortable with it, I would just schedule a training and literally show them. See, what we did is we talked about it. And we have some early integrators and then we just have some slow integrators. And that's not a judgment. I identify as more of a slow integrator, but like show them. Pull it up on their computer, help them log in, and then teach them how to prompt and this and that. You could even have them listen to the episode. But really, this is something that you and every single person on your team should be using. Now, one of the things that didn't come up for Callan is a question I should have asked is how close are we getting to the, oh my gosh, the Clueless, the movie from the 90s, the Clueless wardrobe. Y'all know what I'm talking about, where she like goes and gets ready and she like puts in and it suggests outfits and then like she denies it and then accepts it and then her closet like rotates and gives it. I would like to know how close we are to that because I have been dreaming of having that closet from Clueless since I saw it. And I was like, that's got to be in my life someday. All right, what updates do we have? Oh, this is important. Callan, this might be you heard it here first because this is releasing today as you're hearing. I don't think we will have announced any speakers online yet. So if you are listening early on, this may be the first speaker announcement of Cairo WealthCon. I don't like if you're listening later, then you might already know a couple of the people, but Callan will be teaching at one of the VIP lunches. So Cairo WealthCon, get your tickets, get them. July 31st, the VIP ticket is going to go up. Okay. It's going up $200. So grab that. But for that, you're going to get an entire morning of extra content. You're also going to get 2 catered VIP educational lunches. And like Callan is one of them. The other one, I'm not authorized to tell you who it is yet. You're going to like it. You're going to like it. And so grab those tickets. Do it. Let's do our listener highlight and then we'll get on with the show. Okay, so this one is from Dr. Gina over on Apple Podcasts because Spotify makes it miserable for you to leave reviews. It says, Dr. Lauryn is funny, fun, and business all mixed into one. She asks the questions that the most are wondering, but are often too shy to ask. Love this podcast. It's perfect for Kairos. Thank you, Dr. Gina. I'm pretty sure based on how Gina is spelled, it's probably Dr. Jenna. But you want to say Gina. Jenna was recently on the podcast on her 4-month paternity leave, but it's Gena. And so like it's Jenna. So I'm pretty sure that's probably her. So thank you, Jenna, for leaving a review. And for those that have left a review, but you're looking for a way to support the podcast, make sure you are subscribed. That like majorly helps a podcast out. May I say more than leaving a review? Not that I want to discourage you from doing that, but it really does tell the algorithm, the people in charge of things, that you like this for returning. So I would love that. And then for those that are just on the whole skeleton, has she gotten it train? I have not. To answer your questions, you cannot just order it online. They will not allow me to do that. The one from Tractor Supply is not as large. It's only 48 inches instead of 60 inches. Let's see. I think those are most of the questions I'm getting. Like, yes, there's broad like there's general skeletons at like Party City and stuff like that. They're not what I have my dreams and hopes set on. So I'm still waiting for Costco. If any of you within a 6-hour drive of Rice Lake, Wisconsin, go to your Costco and they have the groundbreaking 6-foot skeleton, tell me, buy it. And I will drive to you and I will pick it up from your house and I will buy you lunch. I'm not joking. I'm upset. Well, actually, I think we all know I'm going to send Kirby. I don't want to spend 12 hours in a car. He would be happy. He would listen to an audiobook or something. All right. So today's guest, we have Callan Faulkner on, and she is the founder of REI Optimize. And she's dedicated to helping entrepreneurs create businesses they truly own, not businesses that own them. With a passion for maximizing efficiency through AI and automation, she empowers her clients to leverage their energy and achieve greater personal and professional fulfillment. Callen combines her extensive background in technology, consulting, and real estate investing with a deep commitment to health and wellness, providing strategies that enhance productivity and overall well-being. You guys, did you notice how like smooth I read that? I am like talking. It's like I did I did just record a podcast. So I wonder, and some days where I'm like not talking very well and I'm stumbling over my words, I probably just bopped on to do an intro. So I wonder if that is the key, is to have like warmed up my vocal cords ahead of time. All right, let's pray. Let's see. What are we gonna ask for God's awareness and help on an episode with AI? God, are robots gonna take over the world? Uh I'm sure this is a whole debate. We talk a little bit about it. We do. But God, just protect us, protect our brains, help us as a society, because I don't have any control over this. Whether I use AI or not is not going to affect what society does. But man, I hope I'm putting my trust in you that we are going the right direction, and that we are evolving towards love and kindness. I don't know. Do you care if we're more intelligent? Do you care if we're more efficient? I don't know. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Like, I would love to know. Like, just like love to sit down with Jesus and be like, and he's like, "Oh yeah, girl, I use it to write my speeches all the time." And I'm like, "You do? Interesting. That's interesting." So yeah, just continue to just assure us that you are actually in control and we don't need to worry about stuff. Just Jesus, take the wheel. Or in this scenario, Jesus, take the AI situation. In your name we pray. Amen. All right. Definitely not my best prayer. So speaking well, prayers, not so insightful, maybe too much coffee. So we're going to need to find the scale of like, where does the coffee kick in? And Lauryn is talking eloquently to not so much coffee that the ADHD is rampant. All right. So without further ado, here's my conversation with Callan Faulkner on AI. Enjoy. So what did you do before AI?
Yeah.
Because AI has not, okay, well, AI has been around a lot longer
Yeah, but
than like,
no,
yeah.
but not really. I mean, yeah, like ever the OGs are like, it's been here for 4 years. I'm like, but you weren't using it every day.
So
You
even
didn't
the
think of it.
OGs really only claim it's been around for like 4 years.
Well, no, technically it's been around for a lot longer than that. But I
Well,
mean,
because would you consider Alexa AI?
yeah, I mean, the
That
idea of
bitch pisses me off. I
she
know
sucks.
she's smarter than she's letting on. Like now that I've really gotten, I'm like, girl, I know you
Oh,
can handle this search.
oh, absolutely. Well, now I can barely use Siri because she's like a 5-year-old. Like
Yeah,
I ask her to create a calendar invite. She can't even look at my calendar, see if I'm
right.
available. She just,
Oh,
yeah.
so Alexa is kinda, and she's been around longer than 4 years ish, but like most people,
Yeah, I would say AI really is the idea of computers making decisions like a human. So can
Mm.
Siri make a decision like a human?
Okay. So Alexa, definitely not.
A very
She's dumb.
young, dumb human.
Yeah.
Yes. So like kind of, I guess. But I would say over time, Siri's going to remember who you are and who you work for and what your Enneagram is and what kind of responses you like and what your favorite food is. So when it, ideally it can order DoorDash for you and it knows like you like that specific restaurant. Like it's going to get a lot smarter as they start to incorporate AI.
Right. So then have you, because how old are you? Have you, is this
33.
all you've done
No,
with your
no, no.
life? Okay.
Well,
What did you do
so
before AI? Is this
I
all you've done? I
yes,
didn't
I have
mean it
been
with that
studying
inflection.
AI
Is this
since
all
I
you've
was
focused on
one.
in your career?
My parents were weird. I didn't go to school. I just studied AI. No, I came out of college. I was in sales. I got into tech sales. So I was working for a CRM implementation big time. So like
CRM.
HubSpot, Salesforce, big
Okay.
time software for
Okay.
Fortune 5,000. Yeah. So I was using my Enneagram 3, which Enneagram people, we are obsessed with efficiency. We're obsessed with moving things faster with
Productivity.
less
Yes.
effort. Exactly. So I would walk into a Fortune 5,000 company. They would be using Excel documents to manage their customer service issues. I would say, oh my God, I'm going to pass out. We need to fix this. So I would help implement the systems and automations from the moment the call comes in, routing things through. So just this idea of making things more efficient, whatever that is. And then that turned into, long story short, I became a real estate investor. I have a land investing company. I got into this real estate investing space, and these guys are all, not all, sorry, I love you, land investors, but more old school. They're sending mail and they're using Excel docs and same kind of deal. So I was like, okay, I should start a consulting company to help them automate their business. And then that's how my consulting business was born. REI Optimize, REI is real estate investor. And then about a year ago, when AI started becoming more mainstream, it was just that next evolution of, okay, like this is our new thing that's going to save us time and help us with leverage.
Okay. All right. Got it. And so you're just like, all of these people are now coming into this realm. This is amazing.
It's very, very exciting. And I'm in the middle of my first like true 8-week experience, AI experience. And it's so, I mean, it's amazing, but it is tough because no one's ever, I mean, not no one's ever taught this, but like we're all learning how to teach it. And I am so integrated in it. And honestly, if it went away, like I cannot even tell you how upset I
Oh,
would be. Like it's
yeah.
unbelievable. I'm so reliant on it now.
So I would imagine, like, obviously, anybody who signs up for your mastermind is like taking the lead. But like, I would imagine, like, just as you're like walking through life, talking to people about what you do, there's a quite a large spectrum of comfortability with AI.
That's what's happening in my group right now too. Like
Oh,
there is,
it's happening even within your group.
yeah, like yeah, even after yesterday's class, like there is a group of people that are not techie. Like they don't really use tech. They've never used tools like Zapier or they've never really been in the thick of it with their tech. And then there's guys that are literally building out like full AI apps that I'm teaching them how to build. So now even within my course, I'm starting to split it into two different rooms. Like there's going to be the base, the fundamentals, foundations, using the apps on your phone, like really using it to plan your trips, like the functional practical.
I would be in that one where it's like, wait,
Yes.
you kind of like dogged on Excel spreadsheets twice. Are those old school? What?
Well, we need to.
What?
Okay, Excel, it's
Which is good.
great.
I never even really learned how to use Excel. So if I can just
Perfect.
skip
Just
and
skip
tell
that.
ChatGPT,
No
make
worries.
me a spreadsheet.
It can. It absolutely can. And you can even give it a spreadsheet and say, break this into 4 tabs based on this column, or remove all the duplicates based on this, or
Oh
just
God,
talk to it
it's
now. It's so
yeah,
fun.
that's
Yeah.
so good. It's so
Yes.
good. Like it's just like I started using it. So my husband would be in the other group. Like he's
Yes. Totally.
obsessed. He's
Yep.
like, you can use it as a therapist. You can talk to it now. Da, da, da,
Yep.
da, da, da.
Yep.
And so I had to use it because I was creating like landing page copy. Like
Yep.
it was I had used it multiple times, but very like little, but like I had this big project that I was like, oh, this is gonna be great for this. And like that was the tipping point where I'm officially now like I cannot wait until my refrigerator can talk to my Walmart Plus app, and I can also like tell things like I'm doing keto and I'd like to lose 5 pounds in like the next 7 weeks. And like, I don't have to do any of it.
It
Like,
just happens.
I want
Yeah.
full house integration.
Automation. You are
I
such
have
a
gone
three.
like, I'm no longer afraid of it. If I like,
Yeah.
bring
Bring
it
it.
to me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that's our three. That's our like,
It's just so efficient. It's like, oh my God. Okay.
I
I
don't
do
think
have
about it.
I have a concern. There's lots of
Okay,
concerns.
hit me
Like,
with it.
and it's not even like the deep concern that like Kirby wanted me to ask you, which is, are you concerned about the singularity and AI becoming truly conscious? We're going to come to that one. Okay.
We can talk about it. We can talk
We
about it.
will. We will, but
Okay.
that's not even well, okay, let's talk about that first.
Okay.
What does that even mean? What?
I mean,
It's like robots taking over the world.
here's kind of where I'm at right now. Like, this is also back to the efficiency. I really do not like worrying about something I have zero control over.
Yes.
I have no control over what's happening with technology. All I know right now is if I take advantage of this right now, I will build a business where I will make more money
Mhm.
faster than everyone else around me.
Yep.
And I want to make money now.
Yeah.
Speaks to,
And I will pivot in the future if I need to. But like, yeah,
sure.
nobody's calling to ask my opinion on AI.
Like,
And me not using it isn't going to stop. If the robots do take over, I don't have the ability to stop it.
I just hope I have $10 million in the bank or in my basement. I don't come to my house and I can handle it. Like, I
Right.
mean, what do we do if we knew that was going to happen? What are we going to do about it?
Wow.
Okay, make a bunch of money right now and try to protect yourself. And no, probably not. I
It's
mean,
probably not gonna happen.
what is
Because, like, people go
consciousness?
to, like I think, like, that, it's gonna become so smart and efficient or work on efficiency that, like, they realize that, like, humans are I think we're writing a script or the script has been written a couple times, but, like, that, like, humans are the weaker race and they should become extinct is, like, what
Just
people get
gets
weird about, right?
just okay.
Like
We're gonna sit here and be like, is the tree gonna fall on my house and like
right,
me
I
right
know.
now? Maybe, I don't know.
Okay,
Like it
here's
could.
my more logical concern. And again, I'm not going to not use it because it's so efficient and I'm not going to not have my employees use it. But like from a broader standpoint of like, okay, I'm thinking about my children and how they're going to go through like high school and like
That's a
how
great
just
question.
addicting it is to even be like, I don't want, like, I could spend 5 minutes
Yeah.
editing this email and making sure it comes across professional, polite,
Yep.
eloquent, like, wow, that's phrased well. Or I can just spit whatever I want to into ChatGPT. It writes this email. It takes 30 seconds. But now, like, am I losing
Brain cells.
like kind of like, am I losing some of those human skills and ability to,
Yeah.
like do things?
It's such a amazing conversation because I was actually just over at University of St. Thomas, which those of you that are not local, it's where I went to school. It's college locally here, and I spoke to 10 of my former professors. A couple of them not. They're all in the entrepreneurship program, so that's the program I went through, and we did a 2-hour session. And the first part of it really was this conversation: is AI cheating? And the way that I explained it, first of all, to prep for this meeting, I took 10 TED Talks from YouTube all about AI in universities and colleges and high schools, brought all the transcripts into AI and condensed all of it into the top 10 talking points of what the themes were, what all these TED Talks. So this is not me. This is like what the professionals are all
Oh
saying.
my God. So you took TED
Yep.
Talks,
Yep. So
put it
from
into
YouTube, took
AI.
the transcripts from those TED Talks,
Oh
brought
my
it
God.
all into something
It's
called
so sexy. Like, you
a
just say these things and I'm like, and you said, like, give me the top 10
Yep,
talking
points. What are
points,
the
summarize
themes?
this.
Yep. Summarize everything. Like the ability to learn concepts has never been faster. If I want to learn a book, I buy the book, I can grab the PDF online, grab the entire text of the book and bring it in AI and have a conversation about it and ask it the questions. Bring me the key concepts, tell me the stories. It's unbelievable. It's so exciting for a 3.
But like, will you ever be able to read a book again?
Never. Probably not. I mean, sure. Like, yeah, but I will have
a
AI up.
fiction book probably,
Oh,
but
yeah.
like nonfiction where it's like you did not need to get 300 pages
No, and
to
also
say
like
this.
I've been doing a lot of study on how the human brain actually retains information. Reading words on a page is not the best way to bring in information into the brain for every person. For some
Right.
people, that is the best. For me, I'm a very interactive, very visual. I actually would prefer looking at someone talking. So YouTube is really the best way for me to bring information in. And then this is so visual and I'm able to ask it and think about it. So everyone's different. For some people, books are amazing. I've never really been a book girly. Like that's just never been my thing. So this
But
is amazing.
even if you were a book girly, you would still just read 3 pages
Oh, totally.
instead of 300. So
Absolutely.
like, yeah.
And even then though, I'm like, I'm not like, how long is this going to take me to get through this damn book? There's probably like 10 things I need to remember from this book
But
anyway.
is this going to make people dumber, more impatient? It's the thing.
I'm already impatient. That's just my
What did TED
makeup.
Talk say though? Like, is this cheating? Like, not
No.
cheating from like an academic standpoint, but like, are we long term screwing ourselves over?
Number one, nothing changes about what a good email is. So a good email, let's just say I'm writing a email to you, Lauryn, and I'm pitching myself to get on your podcast. There's a great, there's a good, and there's a bad. So in the past, we came to the conclusion that we needed a calculator. A calculator was created. There wasn't a math answer that we needed to get to at the very end of the day. There was a right answer. The calculator created an easier way to get to the right answer, but I still have to do the moves with the calculator to know that that answer on the calculator is right. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing with AI. It's going to spit something back out. I have no idea what you put in there. What did you tell it to do? What tone did you ask it to write in? What kind of style did you ask it to write in? How many words did you tell it to use? You may not even have said anything. You just said, write an email. Well, it doesn't know. Like, it has no idea. It's a 10-year-old savant. It's a 10-year-old. You have to be so specific with it. And even when it does give you information, it's typically about 70, 80% there most of the time. So you still have to take it to the finish line to get it to great. So the biggest thing we talked about with the professors is the assessment, the historical assessment of critical thinking has been papers.
Has been what?
Papers. Like write me a paper, write me a report, and then submit it. I don't know if you can do that anymore.
Shit,
because
it's crazy.
Yeah, like I don't think that's the way to assess critical thinking skills. I mean, I don't think it ever really was, but that's kind of my opinion from school. I do think there's a writing. I think there's a writing component, but I think it might need to be live in the classroom where we take the hour. There's no, whatever. You can use whatever you want because the moment these kids get out of the classroom, they're going to have AI up on their screen in their job and in their business.
Right. That is kind of the point. It was always like just to, bring it back to the calculator. It was like the tests where you can't use a calculator.
Screw
and
that,
you're
right?
like,
okay.
But in real life, I would be able to have a calculator.
I'm not doing trigonometry in my engineering job. No, I have Excel, I have apps, I have all this stuff. So and also like you guys are the easiest. Your entrepreneurship. What's the definition of very successful student that comes out of entrepreneurship program? They started a business that makes money. I don't give a blank if they used AI, if they called Mark Cuban to get the idea and he taught, who cares? You have someone that created a business that makes money. Right. Like use whatever you can to do that. So for them, it was really more about how do we assess their problem solving and critical thinking skills. And that's going to change.
Okay. So let's imagine that you have a 17-year-old child that is going to go to college and pick a 4-year degree. They are what professions are you like? And it's like this age, like 2024, where like we know like AI is there, what they have planned, they're just like drip feeding it to us because they're afraid we're going to be terrified. So what professions do you think are going to see the most like, well, that degree won't be relevant 2 years after you get it type of thing right now? Like, obviously, I think a marketing degree. So, like, let me rephrase that. Of like, if you're going into marketing right now, where it's like, what are they even teaching in 2025 that's going to be relevant in that's not going to be changed in 2026? Now, I do think like 10 years from now, a marketing degree will still have its place, but the curriculum will be so different than like what they're
Yeah.
teaching. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. I
Like, what
mean,
professions are real scary right now? Which is funny because 98% of this audience is chiropractors. So, like, they're like, I'm good. I'm
like, can
probably
you
good,
fast
right?
forward to how AI is gonna
Yeah.
like save me time and break me, make me more money? I mean, I think like accounting is gonna
Mm.
be a little rough because I mean there need to be some checks and balances, but I think like if you're just I mean in my accounting class was all Excel, like looking at the you're gonna run that baby through an AI analyst. It's gonna double check everything that's happening. I mean, I think finance is good, but like again, there's going to be so many AI powered financial analysts, apps, and tools.
You think financial advisors are on the chopping block?
I think they're already on the chopping block, to be
Me
honest.
too, girl. But
I don't
like, yeah.
like, do we need, like, especially as entrepreneurs, right? I mean, we're like, I don't need you to fucking put my money, like, I'll go make my own money over here, doing so. I think that's going to be a little rough. I mean, writing, like English, like, I
Authors.
mean,
I would like to be an
authors.
author.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an amazing skill. Don't get me wrong, but the issue is, are you going to pay $100,000 to learn the old way of writing, and how long is it going to take them to catch up? If I was going
Right.
back to school right now, oh God, my 17-year-old. I mean, I probably would encourage them to come work for me. I mean, maybe they go to school for a business is amazing. Business would be great to get. You have to know what accounting is. I don't need you to be an accountant, but I need you to know cash
Mm-hmm.
flow, P&L, like the basics.
Yep.
What my degree was
Yeah, just
mainly
like you're talking about,
at.
like you have to be able to input.
Yeah. Or like talk to your bookkeeper. She's like, hey, do you have any accounts receivables? And you're like, what's that? Like you need to understand the terms. So I do, if I had a 17-year-old right now, I'd be like, please just go to the business school, like learn how successful businesses were started. And then I will teach you the AI part. And then we'll make it happen.
Got it. It's so funny hearing just like talking about like business school. Like chiropractors didn't get any of that.
It's
Like
actually the saddest thing ever. It's
it's
unbelievable.
bonkers. Like I have never had a finance class.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I've just because especially because chiropractic, they a lot have like the 3-year fast track. So you can just do like 3 years of undergrad and it's very specific courses, but it's all science stuff. So it's like you just
Crazy.
you just so focused. Okay, so bringing it to the chiropractor.
Yep.
If you could wave a magic wand and every chiropractor, clinic owner understood 3 ways, like either ways to utilize, like not just ChatGPT, like talk to me, like yes about 3 ways to use ChatGPT, but like also what what do we not know? What like I don't know what Zapier is. What the fuck?
Oh, great. Awesome. Okay. So let's just talk about systems and technology as a whole pillar because AI ultimately is underneath that pillar. If you follow me 3 years from now, I'm sure I'll be talking about a freaking robot that walks around your office and like does stuff for you.
Right.
So we'll just talk about the systems tech stuff. So Zapier is a tool that connects different software together. So let's say, for example, what software do you use for your new leads to come in your office when they fill the form out on your website?
Jotform.
Okay, perfect. And then where does that go when the patient comes in? You need to have your office manager call them.
Jotform. Think they get sent to an email.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then I
So,
think.
okay, cool. So, in a perfect world, I do not like leads ever going into an email. And the
Mhm.
reason why is because they get lost. The email
Mhm.
inbox is full of random things. Hey, my dog is sick. I need to reschedule this. Suddenly, the brand new lead is down at the bottom of your email inbox, and the office manager missed it.
Right.
Happens all the time. What I would like for it to do is go into a system that they are checking regularly. Do you guys have a patient system that's not your EMR that you manage?
So we have Genesis as our software. We have
It
Sked, which will like that's
probably
through
Sked.
text. Yeah,
Yeah, I would say it's probably Sked. Do the new patients that come in from the website go into Sked
they will. Oh,
after
not
the
immediately. Yeah,
so
no, they don't
it's
go into. I don't think they go into
manually.
Sked until like. Yeah, no, we have to manually put them in Sked
Okay, this is an
because
amazing
then they get
example.
texted. Their stuff. Yep.
Couldn't have set this up more perfect. So there's a Zapier integration between Jotform and Sched.
Okay.
So when that new lead comes in, I want them immediately to go inside. I want them to get a text. Thank you so much for booking your first appointment. We're so excited to meet you. You should be receiving a call shortly. Is there a good time that works for you for us to call you? Whatever, or book appointment with them. Get the text going. They don't respond. My office manager calls. They don't answer. In Sched, you set a task for the, couple hours later, call again. And then they're in a list in Sched called new patient or new lead. That is the lead we have to call every day, call text every day for 7 days in a row to get them whatever the process is. So they don't get lost in the email inbox. So that's the point of Zapier. It's like the glue that holds all of our apps together.
Okay. Can you give me another example of it?
Yep. Let's do, let's say that you have, let's talk about what do you guys use for your phone system?
By phone system, you mean like a telephone? We use a telephone. That's
You
what
use
we
a phone.
We use a telephone.
Oh.
What do you mean phone system? You're
You have
making
a
me feel
physical
dumb.
phone? You have a physical phone in your office?
Yeah. Yes. This is not weird, Callan.
Okay, we're backing up. No. This is good. This is good. Good for me.
What do you use for your phone system?
So
A phone.
typically, most businesses, not most, some businesses have a phone system. One of the chiropractors that was at our retreat uses a phone system called Ring Central. So it's ringcentral.com and you go to the website and it rings your computer, it rings your phone, but it's a digital phone system so you can access it anywhere in the world.
Okay, well, I use a phone.
Okay, so it's not going to work great. Not going to work great. Okay, what other apps do you use?
Okay. I don't know. I think that's it.
You use Google. You use Google Sheets or Excel?
Yes.
Google Sheets.
We use Google Sheets.
Okay. So let's do, what do you use Google Sheets for?
Making Excel spreadsheets. Tracking stats.
Tracking stats. Awesome. What kind of stats do you track?
Oh, we have like 16 different KPIs. So we've got new patient. We have like a whole new patient journey of like.
How many new leads came in this month?
How many new leads? What
came in each month?
Came in
new leads.
Oh,
each.
I don't think we're tracking that.
Okay.
Well, no, that's not true. We're tracking how many new patient phone calls.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I guess we are tracking that because then if it comes in through email. See, I love that you're asking really detailed. What I would love is for my CAs to listen to this podcast. I can be like, Jesus Christ, Lauryn, do you know anything that we do anymore? I'd be like, not really. No.
Sorry,
guys. We haven't done that since 2021. I'll be like,
let's say that you wanted to track how many new leads come in every month from that jot form.
Okay.
Is that a realistic thing that a chiropractor would do?
Yes.
Okay. So what we would do is we'd set up a Zap so that every time someone fills that form out, we add a row in the Google Sheet called new leads.
They would love that.
Sign me up.
Because it like filling out this damn new patient thing is like they hate it. Well, they don't hate it, but they just don't like it takes them away from being present with the patient.
It takes 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So let's get a meeting where you can just set it up there. We'll teach them how to do it. So that's Zapier. So that's, we call that an integration or automation tool where you have this tool over here. Right now it's manually coming in the email. It's probably getting lost in translation. Then they manually have to write it. The moment that person types their information into jot form, their patient information should go into Sched. It should go into the Google Sheet. It should add to the counter in Google Sheet of how many new leads came in this month. It adds to how many new leads came in this year. It's all completely organized the way that you want it. But the caveat is you can't automate a process that doesn't exist. So it sounds like you guys already have a process. A person is funneling it along. Now let's use the technology to funnel.
Because I mean, this is like our 14th year of practice. So it's I bet my clinic is really just the sweet spot for you where it's like, oh, you have all these old school processes. And I'm like, well, they weren't old school 2 years ago.
They were new school and we're doing,
it was really smart.
Honestly, chiropractic offices are for sure the sweet spot because a lot of people have been around for a long time, or even the way they were taught was by someone that's been around for a long time. So yes, you're not the only one. This is very, very common. Does Zapier make sense?
Okay. Yep. So Zapier, great.
Awesome. We've got Zapier. So for AI, there are some people on this that are listening to this that probably have never logged into an AI or used an AI. I would say most people have probably logged into ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a large language model. It's called an LLM. ChatGPT was first to market, so that's why people just say that word a lot. There are a lot of other LLMs, and in fact, the best LLM on the market is called Claude, CLAUDE.ai. That is the number one model right now. Just recently edged out ChatGPT because of its new model. So that is when I say Claude, ChatGPT, they're all interchangeable. It's all kind of the same thing. An LLM, a large language model, is the ability for AI to create text that thinks, acts, and makes decisions and strategizes like a human. So, one of the main things I believe every chiropractor needs is the ability to create content, whether that's email newsletter, social, PDFs, guides, patient treatment plans in their own voice, in their company voice. So with AI, you can take past content that you've created, you can put it into Claude, ChatGPT, and you can ask it to please tell me, how do I prompt you to write like this? What tone am I talking in? In two
Oh,
sentences, can you describe the tone and style of my voice? By doing that with some of your content, you're going to start to hone in on a sentence or two that makes sense for what your voice is, so that you're not just going in there and saying, create me an Instagram post for how a chiropractor helps prenatal. Do it in my voice. AI loves context. So when you're talking to it, it loves to know. My name is Jenny. I'm the office manager for Sunshine Chiropractic. We help prenatal pregnant women with their pregnancy journey with chiropractic, blah, 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 blah. Please create an Instagram post for June, May, August, or May, April, and March, or this. Here are some examples. Please create our June game plan. It does not do well when you just come in and say, create us a June plan, because it has no context.
okay. So when you are taking content, when you say like take past content and put it
Yep.
in,
Yep.
let's say that I have a lot of video and like audio.
Yep. Yep. Awesome.
How would I like get it easily into text version?
Really good. There's a bunch of different things you can use. I personally use fireflies.ai is the tool that I have that joins my Zoom meetings, gets a transcript every time I have a Zoom meeting. If you don't want to get transcripts of Zoom meetings, you don't need, and then you can also bring any video or any MP3 into Fireflies, top right, on your home screen, and just upload an MP3 and it will get the transcription. If you don't want that in your Zoom, or you don't do a lot of Zoom, happyscribe.com, you can convert any MP3 to text.
Okay, so what that will do is that will basically give you a transcript.
Yep.
And then I'm copy and pasting the transcript back into Claude or ChatGPT.
That's right. And you're
Okay.
telling it you are a world-class expert in brand development. We can go through kind of the prompting frameworks of how you talk to it, but basically you're a world-class expert in brand development and copywriting. You will analyze the provided company information and past content from my company to develop the voice, tone, mission, vision, and you can do as much as you want, what you want it to bring. And then the goal is that it delivers you I call it a rapid brand voice guide with 2 to 3 sentences on your exact company tone and style. So you can use it over and over again.
Okay. And I don't know, why do you have to tell it to be a world brand expert? Like, if it has all of the information and I'm asking, like, hey, I need help with my brand. Why do, and this is maybe just not a question for Callan to answer. Of
Yeah.
like, why
Yeah.
doesn't it automatically go, you need help with your brand? I'm an expert in all things. Like, it is an
It's
expert in all things. So then why do you have to prompt it to act as an expert in a thing? Like,
Yeah, it's a good question. It's kind of just like prompting 101 is I want to give it the greatest chance of succeeding. And I call it bowling a strike. Like when we're talking to it, I have an idea of what I want back. And the more clues and context and information I can give it, the better the result is going to be. I could
Yeah.
assume it would know that, or I could just tell it. I could just say,
Right.
you're a freaking world-class brand expert, and
Yeah.
it just, for me, I'm like trying to get it
You're trying to like
dialed in as
have
possible.
as little back and forths as possible.
Exactly.
So as you're talking, it reminded me like a year ago when Kirby was showing me ChatGPT, and I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. He did an example where it was like it had something to do with like prepping or getting stronger or something like that. But he said, like, I want you to create a workout plan in Rocky Balboa's like voice. And like how it like it was so uniquely like, oh, so that's a workout plan. Definitely had a lot of the
Yeah,
same like sprints and push-ups and abs and stuff, but it was like through that voice, and I was like, "Well, that's kind of fun."
it
Um,
is. It is. And that's actually another hot tip is if you can put your past content in there and then tell it what author or copywriter do I talk like, that is great because you could, one of the women in our retreat, she does she has sensory schools, and Becky Kennedy, the author that she helps parents parenting books, is her voice. And so that's great. She doesn't have to do the whole sentences. She can be like, talk like Becky Kennedy or talk like XYZ. So if you do
and
find
it
a person,
yeah.
that's great.
Okay, so this is a dumb question. All
I
right,
love
so
dumb
every time I go
questions.
into ChatGPT, there's a new like start a new chat.
Yep.
But then this is a really stupid
No, I
question.
love it. I love it.
Do I have to tell every okay, so once I go, all right, I put in all this stuff and it's like, Lauren, we know you now. Like you speak like J-Lo, you look like her, we love you, we've learned you.
Yeah.
Um, do I then like the next time I open and I go, please remember this, right? Do I have to say, please remember this?
Yeah. Please add it to memory.
Add to memory. Please add this to your memory and use it forever and ever in all chats.
Yeah. So there is memory inside of ChatGPT. So if you guys are navigating, there is top right, you go to the little diamond, and then it says customize ChatGPT. And then there are two things here that are not memory. The first thing you'll see is custom instructions. So what would you like ChatGPT to know about you to provide better responses? If you want something to be remembered every time you speak with ChatGPT, which I highly recommend putting in there who you are, what you do, your Enneagram, your profile. This is how I think. This is what I'm motivated by. I have in here, my name is Callan Faulkner. I'm a real estate investing coach, automation AI coach. I'm a generator 2-4, Enneagram 3, wing 2, blah, blah, blah. And then about my company, about me in my custom instructions. So every time I open this
Every
up,
time.
yes, the longer you make it, the more it won't remember. It because
Oh,
it's yeah, so it's not going to remember every single thing you put in there. Like, I mean, unless I have 1, 2, 3 paragraphs of text, we're probably good. But just like a person, imagine a person reading instructions. It's
but
going
it's
to
not a
remember.
person. It's a fucking
Well,
robot.
yeah, but we think of it like a person. We think of it like a 10-year-old. When it reads your instructions, whether it's you're chatting with it or you're putting it in here, it's going to really remember the things at the top and really remember things at the bottom. If you really want it to remember something, you have to put 3 hashtags in the beginning and 3 hashtags at the end of your sentence. And that will, to it, be bolded. It also recognizes all caps. To that, that means it's more important.
Okay. So when you're giving a prompt, does the same thing go? So like, is there like you want is give as much of a prompt as possible, but not necessarily too long.
Correct. Shorter is better. I mean,
Okay.
but I mean, it's an art, not a science, because there are times when you have a lot to tell it about something. I have some pretty advanced prompts that are longer, but there are times when it misses. It
Um,
misses a rule, and I have to say I'm really frustrated with you.
you
And
say that?
oh yeah, oh
I
yeah,
only say good things. I'll be like, has I've literally said, has anybody told you how amazing you are? Because I don't know if I could do this without you. And it's like,
it's
oh,
really
thanks.
good to talk to it like that because it will perform better for you if you're kind to it. But if it messes up, you have to tell it you're frustrated and that you're
No,
disappointed.
I don't know. I think, what if it gets mad at me? I don't want it to get mad at me.
it needs to know, it wants to make you happy. So it's going to, if it didn't make you happy, just like you would a kid, you're not going to be like, F you. You're like, hey, I'm frustrated because you missed the rule that I told you before. If you do that again, I will lose my job. Then it's like, oh my gosh, I need
You
to
do that
protect you.
again, I will lose my shit
I'm not
on
kidding
you.
you. If you tell it you're going to lose your job, it will slow down. Sometimes I tell it to even take a breath. Slow down, take a breath. I'm disappointed in what you did.
You're
And if
making me
I
feel so many things in this. Like there have been times where I'm just like, yeah, talk dirty to me. I love that. And now I'm a little freaked.
now
Now
I'm
I'm a little
freaked.
freaked.
Back to the
But
consciousness conversation.
okay, let's come back to the consciousness. No.
Yes.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
this is all like real from expert ChatGPT prompt engineers that speak with ChatGPT developers. Like this is what they are testing over and over again, what works. And that type of language is really working.
Okay. Okay. So the second thing was teach it, so input your voice.
Yes.
Either, yep, lots and lots.
Now
Learn
there's a
me.
company voice for your company, and then there's a personal voice. So if you're the owner of a business and you are emailing a vendor, you wouldn't do it in your company voice. You'd be like, hey, this is Lauryn. My personal voice is what is it? I just changed it. Personable, blending casual friendliness with professional expertise to create an engaging and approachable tone. So that's if someone's gonna create, like my assistant, if she's gonna,
Are you doing this
I
thumbs
have
up
no
thing
idea what's happening.
right now?
I don't know what's going on. I think when I put a thumbs up, it starts to do thumbs up. We'll have to work on that. Um, so if your assistant's creating an email for you, rescheduling a podcast or something, they need to do it like you and not like your company. So you should always have a personal voice and then a company voice that you're using.
Okay. And then, yes. So, okay. So I figure out I have a personal voice. This is a company voice. And then I'm going into like my custom instructions
Yep.
and
In
saying,
in ChatGPT. So in your custom instructions, I think in your custom ChatGPT, there's a profile. So you can create a different profile. So if it's you as a person in there, you should have a profile for yourself. And in your custom instructions, you tell it all about you. You can change your profile to your chiropractic, and you can say, I run a chiropractic clinic. This is our clinic. This is the voice our clinic talks about. So you can kind of change your profiles and your settings depending on what you're doing, what
okay.
you're working.
All right. So you get one more thing to like in your magic wand scenario where all chiropractors are now smarter in doing this.
I think, well, it depends on the chiropractor. I would say it depend. Okay, I'm gonna give you a couple things, and you tell me what is most sexy to your clinic.
Okay.
Patient education materials.
Maybe.
Okay, treatment plans.
Can I put scans in there? Like insight scans?
Yeah,
Oh,
like at home exercises and things. They have like tennis
uh-huh.
elbow.
Okay. Yeah, let's talk about that one.
Okay. So this is a place where, have you ever heard of a custom GPT before? Are you
No.
familiar with that? So inside of ChatGPT, if you go, there's kind of like a GPT store you'll
Yeah, are
see
these
there.
like plugins?
Yeah, it's basically like you can go to create a GPT and you could have a treatment plan GPT, and you could have a custom instructions for how you guys do your treatment plans, and then you can upload past treatment plans you in there that you've done as examples. You can do this in a chat, but the issue is like you have to start over every time uploading all those treatment plans. So a custom GPT gives you the ability to have 50 past treatment plans in there, your frameworks, your way of doing treatment plans, your ideology. You could even upload a book in there if you're like, we follow Kelly Starrett, mobility, supple leopard. He's our favorite. Use his teachings when you're doing mobility exercises. And the description is called Sunrise Chiro treatment plans in the custom GPT. And then you open that up and you ask for it to build a treatment plan, but it already has all that information on the back end to pull from. So it's putting some guardrails on it when you're creating that treatment plan.
It's so freaking cool.
It's
Like
incredible.
it's gotta be it's gotta be hard to be you though, because
some
Because
I
humans are just slow.
they
Like,
are.
slow
They
to
are.
implement, and, like, this is
Slow to
moving
think.
fast. This is moving very fast. Like,
I
this is like we
Yeah,
met last weekend and we're engaged
we're
already kind of
engaged. No,
fast.
we are actually probably already married. Honestly, we
The
actually got
baby
this.
is somehow here.
Yeah. Yes. It has really challenged me. My mom is actually taking my AI course right now,
Oh my god. Your mom
and
is a
it
student in your class?
yeah, she's a beast. Like, she is using it. She has her own company, and she is using it for all of her content. She's using it for materials. She's using it for it's in recipes. She has a zero proof. It's called Zero Proof Collective. So she is helping restaurants, bars get low sugar, elevated NA drinks, and it's actually so good to have her there because she can just tell me what's up, and she can say she'll actually just like pop in and be like, Callan, can you please explain that again? Because I don't get it. And if I don't get it, I think there are people in here probably don't. I'm like, you know what? Thanks, mom. Yep, let me re-explain that one more time. And I'm like, I'm like, let's go build, AI agents over here. And people are like, can you please show me how to, like I said, plan my event
Right.
next month? Yeah.
So what are plugins then?
So plugin. That's kind of did I say plugin? Did I say that
No,
word?
I said plugin because I've heard it before. I've heard that word. Or like
No,
plugs, like or like things.
plugs.
Have I not heard that word before? Am I
I
making
mean,
things up?
no, I think,
I feel like
well,
someone has said like, "Oh yeah, that's like a chat. That's like Adobe's Chat GPT plugin."
I
Like,
would think of a
what do you think I'm
plugin.
saying?
I I would
What
I
do
would
you think I'm talking about right now?
I would think a plugin is like a browser extension for Chrome. Or you have your WordPress website and you want to have a chatbot on it. So you bring in a chatbot called Wonder Chat, and that chatbot would be a plugin.
Oh, okay. So like what I guess I'm all right. So then like did ChatGPT and Adobe talk? Did
Not
they
right.
have
Not yet. Not
not
yet.
yet?
No. But that is the plan.
So
That is
what's the term for the thing that will get those two things to talk? Like
an
what's
integration.
this integration?
Integration. Yep.
Oh,
What are the integrations with ChatGPT? So not yet, but the plan, and this is what we're on in the Reddit threads. People are saying OpenAI is the creator of ChatGPT, that they are working with Google, that you could be logged into your Gmail inside of ChatGPT, and you could create the email, send the email,
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
create the event, add the event to your calendar, work on your calendar inside of ChatGPT. And I mean, Apple is already saying Siri is going to be AI, so hypothetically, like, that will be there. It's going to get really cool
Okay.
and fun.
So Google, like my Google Calendar, my Gmail, all of that is my Calendly. That's all going to start
That's
integrating with chat. Are there any integrations that currently exist that you're excited about?
Not really. I
Not
mean,
really.
I know it's really right now pretty separated from the rest. I mean, I shouldn't say, well, actually, yeah, pretty much separated. So there is another LLM that I talk about a lot. It's called Perplexity. I'm not sure if you've heard of Perplexity.
Mm-mm.
Perplexity is like Google on steroids. So I do not use Google anymore. When I Google, I'm like, oh my God, what a lame response. Perplexity, if I search it and I ask for whatever, like country music festivals in Minneapolis, it is going to do probably 10 different Google searches. So it just searched country music festivals, Minneapolis, Minneapolis country music festivals, top country music festivals, Minneapolis. It's searching, it just read WeFest, Windstock, Lakefront, Country Jam, Reddit, Explore Minnesota, and it pulls all of the things it found and it explains. So it's like WeFest, Detroit Lakes, August 1st through 3rd, one of the largest. It pulls everything from those websites, and then everything it gives you back, it gives you a source. So when I think integration, I'm like, okay, well, that
Mhm.
is the most integrated with the internet AI or LLM, one of the most that we have on the market. So I often will come here to do research, real time research, and then I'll bring it back into ChatGPT to summarize or make an output with it.
So cool. Okay, so you said you have a class right now. When is
Yep.
your next class?
Yep, we're gonna do a launch in the fall. I think probably end of September-ish time frame,
Okay.
and it's an 8-week experience. And then
What
I'm
does that
really
mean?
yeah. So every Thursday from 11 to 12:15, right now for 8 weeks in a row. We meet every week. There's homework. Every week I'm teaching a new concept. And actually with some feed, because this is my first time running through this course, we're seeing some gaps, which we talked about at the beginning, where there's the beginners and there's the advanced. So I'm now going to start probably having 2 different groups, kind of more, if you're in that more beginner phase, you'll go through the foundations, and then I will have some more advanced technical stuff with my AI prompt engineers, more advanced AI software. So we'll be facilitating both of those simultaneously.
Cool. Okay. And then how can people get more of you? How can they make sure that they're like on a wait list or
Yeah.
see that?
Yes. So
Is there going to be a certain number of spots?
um
Not sure.
yeah, we'll see.
Probably.
Probably. Yeah, I don't like to have it too big. My website is reioptimize.com. If you go to REI Optimize / services, is the AI masterclass. So download my AI masterclass. I really would love for everyone to watch that. That I give away a lot, and I show the basics and just get you going. So in the meantime, watch the masterclass. And then once you download the masterclass, you'll get emailed a link to sign up for the waitlist. Okay. And then follow me on Instagram. I'm Callan Faulkner on Instagram. I post sometimes my AI, what I'm doing with AI on my stories. And
You're just over in Minneapolis. We're just 2 hours from each other.
I know. I could pop right up to the clinic, do a little AI sesh for the crew.
Oh my God, my crew would quit. We'll talk about like drip feeding. Like most of my crew would be like, this is fucking bullshit. This is too much change, too fast. This is too fast.
Well, I will say even even this morning, my assistant texted me or slacked me like, hey, what do you want me to write in this email? And I was like, why don't you go to Claude and give him the whole situation and ask him what he would write.
Yeah,
like me,
that's what level we're at right now.
Yeah, but that's
like, why don't you tell ChatGPT about the patient and what they said and ask how it thinks you should respond?
Yeah, it's great.
So we're getting there. We're baby steps.
Baby steps. Yeah.
Callan, thank you very, very much. This was educational. And I wonder if I'm allowed to, I wonder if I'll edit this part out if I'm not allowed to, but like, you are going to be in Miami teaching AI to the VIP lunch.
Only to the VIPs. I do know that.
Okay. Did you know that's what you were doing there?
I follow stuff around the country. Yes, I will be teaching VIPs. I'll be screen sharing. I'll have some really fun things I'll be delivering for chiropractors, some prompts I'm going to be building, and some things they can just plug and play. So I've got some chiropractors in my course right now. And so it's been amazing to be like, oh, yeah.
You're learning us in our weird ways.
Yeah, I am learning you. And it's been y'all are weird beasts. So get VIP so that you can get access to some of my amazing stuff for you. It's going to be fun. Can't wait.
All right, Callan. Well, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. And She Slayers, until next week. Bye.